Hello. So, after the last couple of videos, especially in the latest one, something, just became very apparent, very real to me. Yeah, I got a message, and then suddenly, like, I hadn't processed the whole relationship just yet. The whole breakup, everything just changed. And I also noticed something happened in the collective, and then I connected the dots. Eh? Because what is happening in the external world is just a reflection of what is happening in our individual world combined. You know, the human collective, the reality that we live in, and let's just say, for now, let's focus on the collective reality. I will get to the individual reality later on, but so in the collective reality, I can clearly sense like there's something stirring, and yeah, they call it the split of the prisms. So one major timeline splitting into two timelines, or two versions of Earth, old Earth, new Earth, already existing and drifting apart. Um, yeah, so the question popped up, what happens to our perception of reality when everything familiar starts to fall apart? Because this is what I noticed is happening in the collective, and I was actually planning on doing recording like a new trilogy. First, to talk about the creator and how at some point the many gods became the one god, the one true god, and yeah, for thousands of years we've been fighting wars over it. I mean, the Christian Muslim war, it's still going on under different guise, under different label, or different reasons. I mean, the US is not saying this is a Christian war against Muslims. No, they're not gonna like openly admit that, but it basically is. And it started way back by, this is the real God. No, this is the real God. No, this is the real God. And it all started with the simple idea of there being only one true God. Because before that, and in many religions still, there's the many gods. In Europe, way before America even existed, or Australia, in Europe, we had many gods. I mean, the Scandinavian people, they had like complete different system than the Germanic people and the Celts. And in the south, you had the Moors, and then the Turkish people. Yeah, they kind of mix between the Mongolians and Persians. And yeah, I mean, then some idiot came up with the idea, no, there's only one true God. And that's where, these two worlds uh, started, the Muslim world and the Christian world. And Christianity also, Judaism, they believe Jesus never existed, or he was not the one true son, he was not the Messiah. So you see all these ideas. When there's a major change going on, or when a major change happens, usually it's over a period of time, like it's happening. Back then there was like a major change going on worldwide around the birth of Christ. Jesus, Joshua, whatever you want to label the dude. I mean, Jesus never existed. Jesus is just, a translation of the name Yeshua. I'm not sure even if I pronounce it right, but it was Aramaic. And I think no matter how far we look back in our history, we'll always find like one versus the other. Tribes fighting each other, and then later cities started to arise, and then nations, people, one people versus another people, and it's, yeah, in my opinion, it's getting really old. But yeah, if you were raised or grew up in a certain culture, in a certain religion, in a certain way of thinking, and well, for example, if you were raised in the US, then most likely you have a Christian background. Even though you might not go to church and all, the Christian background is there. Unless you are Asian American, then you might still, be Buddhist or Taoist or Confucian. I don't know what was his name. Confucius in Dutch. Confucius. I don't know his name in English. Same with Australians. I mean, Australians are used to be like a mix of English, Dutch, and whoever found that island. With the Aborigines, pretty much gone. They're still there, but same with Native Americans. They're still there, but no. Christianity spread all over the world. Muslim ideas spread all over the world. Then in most Eastern countries, Asian countries, the Buddhism or anything close to that is still alive. Then at some point, religion was replaced by science. But yeah, in my opinion, science is just another religion. It's just another belief. It's just another system to believe in, and it's very dogmatic because you're basically not allowed to question anything. It's even worse than Christianity or any other religion. And yeah, now in the collective, I can clearly sense that there's this. It's people against people. It's no longer nation against nation, because people start to let go of this idea of nation because because of internet, I think mainly, and of cultures mixing. I see here in Bali many Australians, and they're from all over the place. You can clearly see like they're a mixed bag of gene pools. The Rudolf Steiner created the idea of the 5 root races. The black being the Negro, the white being the Caucasian people, the red being the Native Americans, North and South, and maybe Eskimo part of it. I'm not sure. The Inuit, not sure. Then you have the yellow, which is the Asian people, and the blue, which is like India, Pakistan, that area. I think most of Southeast Asia same, but there's also a mix. So slowly we're mixing, we're mixing. The five root races are still, you can still see it, but you no longer belong to that ethnic group. Yeah, like they say, yeah, African American or Black American, or they even colored. Like, uh, there's someone who doesn't have a color, but there's a difference between your genes, and some genes are very dominant. So when you mix someone from the black root race with the Caucasian root race, the white root race, then at some point, if you keep mixing it, at some point the traits of the Caucasian will slowly start to show through, like an African American, for example, an African American with blonde hair. But that's the thing with nations. In the beginning, ini bininging, ini. Yeah, I don't know if you know this short. This video is funny. It's not real, but it's funny. Um, Nations were like, basically, you're from this gene pool, but then to me, if I look at history, it makes no sense if one gene pool is fighting the same gene pool. And now nations, yeah, American, yeah, I'm American. Well, what does it mean, American? You're like a mixed bag of tricks of Europeans and Asians and Africans. It's, how can you still believe or come with this sense of, yeah, I am American, I'm from this nation? I mean, I, I know I'm European because of my background. I know I'm Dutch because of my language. But I am human. It's not about the appearance. It's not about the gene pool. It's not about uh, culture, society. If we let go of all these things, and that's what this video is really about, because this is what is falling apart. When you no longer belong to a nation, when you no longer belong to a certain group, when you are just part, an individual human being. And of course, everything that is happening now, which, again, this is just a story, and it's not a story to replace the old story, the Agenda 2030, with the World Economic Forum, and the whole idea of, they created the problem, the war that's now going on. They create all these problems like energy crisis, and then at some point they will come up with the solution. They will say, yeah, listen, we need to become one nation, we need to become one religion, we need to become one people. And and their poster, their flyer, their slogan, you will own nothing and be happy. And 50-minute cities and transhumanism, all this is all part of their agenda. But that's just another story. If we let go of all these stories, then then it becomes clear to me, like, okay, so this change that is happening globally, it's an old system, and it doesn't really matter where you are from, where you were born, what religion you still believe in, what God, what gods, doesn't really matter. If this starts to crumble, then, and we have done this many times over, when the current system is falling apart, the first thing we do is create a new system. So the whole 2030 agenda is why there is, it's another truth. So you either are totally for it or you're totally against it. But being totally against it is still coming from this, I don't want this. And you know, we are not real. What so many of us don't realize yet, when you're protesting, when you're against things, when you still see it as like a static truth, of course you're gonna either defend it or defy it. But why? If you let go of all these ideas, huh? We are all humans. And yeah, soon, for some it's already clear, soon it's gonna be, it will get very clear. No, not all of us are humans. There's many among us who either are not human, they just pretend to be human, they appear as a human. The lazy shapeshifters, for example, and some, they don't feel human. The let's call them the light workers, the star seeds. Beings from other planets that merely incarnated here to help assist the shift. But yeah, what I feel like I need to point out again and again and again, be wary of it becoming yet another truth, it becoming another story. I think this is what we are moving into, letting go of the stories, letting go of static truth, letting go of these false narratives, or the idea of false narratives, because false narratives imply there's also true narratives. And when we get stuck in these ideas. I'm pretty sure when Atlantis was falling apart, and yeah, the story goes that people then got scattered all over the world. Some just perished, you know, the big flood. So if you were living in an area that got flooded, like instantly, the Noah's Ark idea, the fall of Atlantis, the sinking of the nation. Lots of people died, but so many escaped or fled or were already living in areas like on mountain peaks. All of Indonesia is basically just mountain peaks of land that used to have like high mountains, but when the ocean started to rise, only the mountaintops stayed. So all the islands that Indonesia contains, they're just mountaintops. So what's underneath? What's on the bottom of the ocean? Maybe there's like lots of ancient buildings and stuff. But yeah, what I wanted to say is the people that scattered, over time they started using the old ideas and creating them into new ideas. And I think that's how the different religions of the world started to appear. Some people, like in some peoples, in Dutch we have a different word for this. group, like a certain group, yeah, I think in English it's called a people, a group of humans with the same ideas, same background. I think that's how nations slowly started, and later countries making borders, and but the borders are disappearing. Countries, the idea of being a certain nationality is disappearing slowly, slowly. So what's next? The way I see it, if I use the old Earth, new Earth uh, story, scenery, uh, sometimes words fade so quickly. There's a thought, and then so there's the idea of the old Earth and the new Earth, and they're gonna coexist for a long time. And old Earth will be transhuman, technology based, robots, AI, etc. And that's an idea. And then New Earth is gonna be community, and everybody growing their own food again. And but I feel no. There's also that's also a story. That's also like one against the other. Option A, option B, timeline one, timeline two. No, what if it all just keeps coexisting for a long time, but old systems will slowly be replaced with new systems? I mean, I've seen some hints of the future where we use AI to teach us new ways of agriculture, and AI assisting us in becoming better humans. I don't think AI is going anywhere. It's not gonna. I don't think there's gonna be like a split, like people living in 15-minute cities, like close technology, and yeah, they live off artificial food and artificial everything. And then let's take Portugal, or uh, some people who live in a remote area somewhere in nature, and they grow their own food. And no, that would, in my opinion, that would be like going backwards. I think we already done this. Like half the population was agriculture, and the other half was technology. Hmm? Lemuria and Atlantis. I don't know. It's all just stories. So, what can we as individuals do? Um, Instead of replacing one system with another system, let go of all systems. Just realize you live in your own bubble, you live in your own reality, and the reality you are projecting outwards, you being like a lighthouse, and you send out, you keep on transmitting how you want the future to be, how you want your reality here now to be. Letting go of the idea of replacing one system with another, but just, no system. No, just how you as a individual being would prefer your life to be right now. And then just notice if there's ego things coming up like materialism or capitalism, or I need lots of money. I'm gonna manifest all these. Wow. No, that's another system. If you let go of all these systems and just go a little deeper, how would you like humanity to be? How would you like new earth to be? The new world. And then live it, be it. Just, feel what excites you. Feel like, connection. I love deep connection. When I'm in a conversation with someone, I really like it when someone can really, truly listen. Be the witness of me holding space. Or what I call soul talk, soul speak. When one soul speaks to another soul directly. Let go of the person, and soul to soul speaking. Like, I'm aware of my soul blueprint, and of course, there's no coincidence that you now pop up in my reality. And the other one, I have the same feeling, like a synchronicity. And then you meet, and then you go either your own way again, like. But the meeting, the moment, that was like a magic, like two souls coming together, and they sort of, exchange energy. Not so much exchanging ideas, but exchange energy, and both feel lifted in their vibration. The vibrational level increases. Like, wow, I've had these meetings many times over the years, and they're rare. They're still rare. But it's not about the quantity. No, for me it's about the quality of the meeting. Not too long ago, I was sitting here doing my job, and two women, they wanted to sit in the shade, and there was nowhere in this garden a place to sit in the shade. So I invited them, like, okay, listen, come sit here, join me. But we talk a lot. Oh, it's okay. And they started talking, and they started asking me, and then we went into this conversation. And one pretended to be open and interested, but not really. And the other one is like only bleh, 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 bleh. That's not connecting. No, that's just, dumping your shit onto the other, or screaming for attention, validation. Okay, I think that's enough for this video. Lately I've been experimenting with thumbnails. So on my channel you can find a tab called posts, and there I posted a poll to ask you which four. I could only add four pictures. Which one of these do you prefer? Because I've been experimenting using AI. I've been experimenting with not my face, like a dog or a situation. Let me know in that post what you like and what you dislike. I mean, I can imagine that some of the images I use you were like, whoa, No, no, dude, don't go there. And yeah, some are just for fun, and some are just my attempt to, speak to a larger audience or a different audience. Mostly, I try to use a image that fits the video. Okay, thanks. See you.